Hello students, today we'll study another chapter from your class 12 syllabus from your book Flamingo. The name of the chapter is The Rat Trap and it is written by Selma Lagerlof. In this particular video, we will do the detailed explanation of the chapter and we'll do the character analysis of the various characters in this particular story. Now coming to the knowing about the author. The name of the author is Selma Lagerlof. Her full name is Selma Ottilia Loviasa Lagerlof. She was born on November 20, 1858 in Sweden in a place called Marbacka, and she died there itself in 16th March 1940. She was a Swedish author and teacher. She published her first novel Gösta Berling's Saga at the age of 33. She was the first woman to win the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1909. Additionally, she was the first woman to be granted a membership in the Swedish Academy in 1914. Now, there are various four major characters in this particular story. First is the rat trap peddler. He's the protagonist of the story. He sells rat traps. The other is the crofter. He is the person from whom the peddler stole the 30 kronas. Then is the iron master. Now, this is the person who brought the peddler to his home, assuming him to be Captain Niels Olof, his old regimental comrade. Now, this is Edla Wilmanson. She is the daughter of the Iron Master. The Iron Master is also the owner of Ramsjo Iron Works. Don't worry, we'll do the entire detailed character analysis of all these four characters at the end of the chapter once I give the detailed explanation. Now, this story is set amidst the mines of Sweden. It's a Swedish story. This place is rich in iron ore. The protagonist of the story is a rat trap peddler who lived as a tramp, a vagabond. Now, at times, this person has been referred as a tramp. So, you don't have to get confused. When we are talking about the tramp, we mean the peddler itself. Now, children, let me tell you what exactly is a peddler. A peddler is a person who sells small goods. He went around wandering on the road selling small rat traps. Now, you know what is a rat trap? It is used to catch rats, that is mice. जिसको हिंदी में चूहेदानी बोलते हैं. This peddler was very poor. His clothes were in rags. His cheeks were hollow. He had the look of a starved man. He made those traps out of iron wires. Now, in order to prepare the rat traps, he begged the material from the stores and big farms. He did not have money to even buy the iron. So, he used to beg these farms to give them some scrap material so that he can prepare those rat traps. Sometimes he resorted to begging and a little stealing in order to survive. The world had never been kind to him. He had no home, no shelter. The peddler led a very, very lonely life. Now, one day while he was thinking about his rat traps, an idea struck him. He thought that the world itself was a big rat trap. It offers bait for people in the form of luxury and pleasure and then traps them. As soon as anybody touched it, the rat trap closed on them. He was amused to think of some people who were already trapped in the rat trap and some others who were trying to reach the bait encircling the trap. He thought this entire world is a big rat trap और हम सब क्या है चूहे. Somebody is a big rat and some is a small rat. So he used to feel nice thinking what all weaknesses everybody has. Like we all have some or the other weaknesses. It can be money, it can be riches, it can be fame, it can be popularity, it can be luxuries. So it can be clothes as well. So he used to wonder what is the weakness of a person. He started observing people. Now he feels a little satisfied that I'm no different from the rest of the people because I'm also maybe I'm a small rat and these are the big rats. Now one day it is talking about it was a cold evening in December and it was getting dark. He reached a grey colored cottage on the roadside. He knocked at the door and asked for night shelter. Now, this person was so poor, he did not have any place to stay. So, wherever he could find a place for shelter, he used to stop there. Now, the owner of the cottage was a lonely old crofter. He wanted someone to talk to. He welcomed the peddler into the cottage. He gave the peddler hot porridge to eat and a big piece of tobacco to smoke. Then they played majolis, which is a game of cards. The crofter was generous as well as trustful. He told the peddler that initially he worked as a crofter at Ramsjo Iron Works, but now he sold his cow's milk to a creamery. He also told him that he received 30 kronas. Now, kronas is a Swedish currency, like we have rupees in India. Similarly, kronas is a currency in Sweden as payment the previous month in exchange of his cow's milk. Now, the peddler did not believe because 30 kronas was a good amount of money. He said, okay, you earned so much of money just by selling cow's milk. So, in order to show him, in order to make him believe this person was a very gullible fellow. He was very simple-hearted. So in order to make the peddler believe that yes, he had earned this much money, he took down a pouch which was hung onto a nail near the window where he had kept the money and showed him the money. Now there were 3 10 krona bills. That means in all 30 kronas were there. Then he put the money back in the pouch and hung it. Seeing the money, the peddler was tempted to steal the money that hung like a bait. So it was like a trap for the poor people like him. So he wanted to steal the money. He was very greedy, obviously was very poor. So he wanted to steal the money from the crofter. Next morning, the crofter left to sell milk. The crofter locked his cottage and went away. The peddler also went the other side. But he came back after half an hour back to the cottage. He smashed the pane and stole the money, kept his hand inside and stole the money from the pouch and left the pouch there and took away the money. Now, he thought it was not safe to walk along the public highway. So, because the person has gone only to go and sell milk and he'll be returning back soon. And he will definitely going and complain to the police, and the police will definitely look for him on the highway. So he decided to go into the woods, to go through the forest way. There he walked and walked but could not get the way out. He moved in circles, he had forgotten the way out, he was tired. He looked upon the forest as a rat trap in which he was now caught. Now it was late evening and he had not eaten anything and he thought his end was near. He laid down to die. He accepted that now I'm going to die. He was repenting the fact that he had stolen the money. Otherwise he would have not been trapped in the forest. After a while he was lying down, he heard a regular thumping of the hammer strokes. He knew the sound was coming from some iron mill which must be nearby. Now he crawled in the direction of the sound and he reached Ramjo Ironworks. And he opened the gate of the ironworks and entered the forge. Now, he asked, there were 2 people out there. He asked the head smelter, can I stay back? He asked him, you can lie down over there. He felt warm out there and he slept. Now, the owner of the iron mill was very particular about the quality of iron that was sold. So he came on his nightly round and noticed a ragged wretch near the furnace who was sleeping there. The iron master looked intently at the peddler's face. He felt sure that the peddler was one of his old regimental comrades, a colleague, Captain Neil Soloff, who had fallen on evil days. And he invited the peddler to come home with him for Christmas. So the iron master was initially working in the army and he thought that this person was an old colleague from the army itself. And he invited him for the Christmas because the next day was 24th December. That was the Christmas Eve. So he thought, let me invite him for Christmas and make it a better day for him. So he even assured him that his sons were abroad, his wife was dead, and the only person staying with him was his elder daughter, Ella Wilmanson, who will surely be pleased to have a guest for Christmas. But the peddler was alarmed. He did not want to go because he thought that if somebody comes to know that he is here, that somebody comes to know that somebody must have complained in the police, then he will definitely be caught. He thought it was risky for him to accept the offer. He firmly declined it. The iron master went home, but after half an hour he sent his daughter Edla to persuade the peddler to come home. Now this girl Edla spoke very gently to him. Then she said, we are not going to force you to stay if you don't feel like you can go the way you have come in. The peddler felt confidence in her and agreed to go with her. On the way, he was sorry to have stolen the crofter's money that had put him in a trap. Now the Edla could sense that he is afraid. He had stolen something and he had escaped from jail. Seeing his condition, it was very much clear that this person cannot be serving in the army at all. But she kept mum. Now the iron master was happy to have his old colleague under his roof. Now Edla told him, father, you think that he is a person from the army, but I don't think so. He looks more like a thief or something, a tramp or something. But both father and daughter discussed, and father said once he'll be shaved, he'll wear on clean clothes, his head, he has a haircut, then probably he'll look nice. Now he discussed with Edla to feed him well and give him some respectable work. He said, we'll have to find some suitable business for him and give him good food to eat. Probably he's fallen on bad days. Now, when the servant cut the peddler's hair, shaved him, gave him a bath, The peddler appeared next morning wearing one of the iron master's fine suits. But when the iron master looked at him in broad daylight, he felt sure that he had made a mistake and this was not his colleague. And he decided to call the sheriff. Now, hearing this, the peddler said that he had not pretended to be what he was not. He had not been willing to come to the iron master's house in the first place. It was the manor who had forced him to come. Even then, he was willing to put on his rags and leave. He said, I'm going wearing my rags and leaving. You don't have to call up the sheriff at all. He also told the iron master that the world was a big rat trap and he himself might one day be tempted by a big bait and caught into the trap. He said, you firstly called me here and gave me the bait of of food, of promising me of food, of shelter, and I came in here. Now one day you will also get trapped in this big rat trap, this world, and then you will realize when you will get trapped how it feels to be like a rat. Now, what you did was not quite honest, the Iron Master said. Now, this person says the whole world is a big rat trap, Mr. Iron Master. One day you will also get caught in this particular trap. Now, the Iron Master was very amused hearing about the peddler's theory of the world being a rat trap, but told him to leave at once. Edla did not like her father asking the poor peddler to leave. She thought it was unfair to turn away the man whom they had invited. She wanted to have the joy of entertaining a homeless wanderer on the Christmas Eve. She argued that this man had been hiding for 364 days in a year and hence wanted him to have one special day, it being the Christmas Eve. So she stopped the peddler and the father finally agreed. He said, okay, if you are insisting, I'm going to let this person stay, but only on your insist. Now it is at your risk. Peddler said that this person has been moving around for 364 days in search of food, shelter, the hiding from the police. Now let one day, this is Christmas Eve. This is Christmas means bringing joy to other people. Now this is the best joy that we can bring to people by making it a best Christmas for him. So let him rest quietly for one particular day. Now Edla served food to the peddler. That day he slept to his heart's content. He was given Christmas presents which he thankfully received. Edla told him that her father's suit that the peddler was wearing was also a Christmas present. She assured him that he would be welcomed again if he liked to spend the next Christmas Eve with them. The peddler was astonished but did not say a word. Next morning, while the peddler was fast asleep, the iron master and his daughter went to the church for Christmas. There they learned that the peddler was a thief and he had robbed the crofter. The iron master was sure that the peddler must have made away with their silverware by the time they would reach home. Said that the crofter had nothing else but 30 kronas, but we have left this person with all the silverware and everything. There must be so much stuff in our house, and by the time we reach, there will be nothing left. So Edla did not say anything. She did not comment at all. She was dejected, but when they reached home, they learned that the peddler had left, but he had taken away nothing. The guard said that on the other hand, he had left a Christmas present for Edla. Now, Edla opened the present. It was a tiny rat trap wrapped in newspaper. Edla was very happy to see that the peddler had left the crofter's money inside the rat trap. There was a letter as well addressed to Edla. He thanked her for her kindness. He wanted to repay her kindness. So he had left the crofter's money and had requested her to return it to the crofter. He said he had been raised to a captain by Edla, who in spite of knowing that he was a thief had treated him like a captain. That was why he could not come out of the rat trap in which he had been caught. He signed the letter as Captain Wonsdale, which was his real name. So despite knowing that Edla knowing that this person is a thief, invited him for Christmas, gave him Christmas presents, made it a special day for him, gave him proper food to eat. So this person felt like a captain and he could not deceive him. So that is why Edla was the person who brought a change in the attitude of the peddler. He could not betray her trust. So obviously that is why this person signed off as Captain Wonsdale. Now, what is the theme of the story? The story conveys a universal message that the essential goodness in a human being can be awakened through love, respect, kindness, and understanding. It highlights the human predicament, the confusion. Material benefits are the traps that most human beings are prone to fall into. Human beings do have a tendency to redeem themselves from the dishonest ways, as does the peddler at the end of the story. Now coming to the character sketch of the rat trap peddler. He is a protagonist and the central character of the story. He is an unnamed man who lives as a tramp, wandering in the countryside and selling rat traps, which he makes out of wire in his spare time. He is a poor man who lived the life of a vagabond, a man who had his own imagination and meditation. He wore shabby, ragged clothes. His cheeks were sunken and hunger gleamed in his eyes. He had the human weakness of petty thievery and begging to keep the body and soul together. He considered the entire world as a big rat trap and all men and women as rats, vulnerable to be trapped by various types of baits like all the riches, joys, food, clothing, and shelter. He philosophizes people's existence in the rat trap. At the start of the story, the peddler is cynical, opportunistic, and trusts no one, which changes in the end through Edla's compassion. He himself got trapped in this rat trap when he stole 30 kronas of the old crofter. There was some goodness left in him that was brought to surface by kind Edla. Influenced by Edla's good behavior, he repents over his misdeed and returns the money stolen by him. The peddler's transformation shows Selma Lagerlof's idea of the latent potential for goodness in all human beings. Now coming to the character sketch of Edla Wilmanson, she is a shy and a modest daughter of the Iron Master. Her behavior reflects maturity and grace. She is very kind and considerate. She had more convincing power than her father and was able to persuade the peddler to accept the invitation. The peddler had simply refused the Iron Master, but seeing the persuasion power of the Edla Wilmanson, he had come to their home. She was pained by the plight of the peddler and continued to treat him well even after the truth about his identity was revealed. She is wise and perceptive. She is very observant, a great judge of human character. She is very gentle and hospitable. Despite her knowledge about the peddler's intention, she treats him with respect and feeds him well. She feels it was unethical to send a guest away as he had been promised Christmas cheer. Peddler was able to rise to the level of the captain, leaving his temptations aside just because he did not want to let her as well as himself down. She is able to awaken the goodness in the peddler's heart by showing and understanding his nature. Her kindness and caring nature transformed the unscrupulous vagabond into a good human being. She is the most positive figure in the story, and her compassion and generosity are the reason for the peddler's transformation. Now coming to the character sketch of the Iron Master, he is a very rich person. He is the owner of a large iron factory named Ramjo Iron Works. His greatest ambition was to ship out good iron to the market. He was in the military in the younger days. He was kind-hearted and friendly for his friends, as when he mistakes the rat trap seller as his old friend, he tried his best to call him in his house. He is not very observant as Edla. He is not a good judge of character as Edla. When he mistakes the rat trap seller as his old friend, he tried to help him. He did not insult him because of his worn-out condition. He took him to his own house and cared for him. When he realized his mistake, he was angry with the poor man and at once wanted to hand him over to the sheriff. He wanted to throw him out of his house. Nevertheless, on his daughter's request, he behaved nicely with him. We can say he's very hardworking also, that at night time also he used to go on nightly rounds to see the quality of iron that is being prepared in his mill. At church, when he learned that the rat trap peddler had robbed the crofter, he wondered what all he had stolen from their cupboard and blamed the daughter for letting him in. Now coming to the character sketch of the old crofter. The crofter is an old man without wife or child who owned a little grey cottage by the roadside. He lets the peddler spend the night at his house. He is lonely and glad to have someone to alleviate his loneliness. He used to be a crofter. A crofter is a person who sometimes rents and works a small farm at Ramjo Iron Works. He now survives by selling the milk from his cow. He is an extremely gracious host who gave the peddler hot porridge to eat, a big piece of cigar to smoke, and played with him a game of cards called Marjolies. The old crofter is kind and trusts people. He shows the peddler the 30 kronas he had earned by selling the milk of his cow at a creamery. This money was later stolen by the peddler. The peddler repays his generosity by stealing 30 kronas from him after the crofter shows him where he keeps the money, but he later returns those money as well. So we can say that he repays the generosity by stealing and later returning them as well. So that is the end of the story. I hope you understand the character sketch of the major characters as well, and you understand the main theme of the story as well. If you like this video, do like, share, subscribe or comment. Thank you. Happy learning.